Just got done watching EliteXC Unfinished Business. I did the predictions for it, and now I thought I'd do the recap since I just saw it fresh in my mind. I'm just going to do the card I watched, but hey, Rays won. Yay, Rays. First match they showed on the card was Shayna Baszler versus Christina Cyborg. Cyborg thought she won in that second round, where she had Shayna all backed up and just was unloading on her, and it looked bad for Shayna. And she thought she won and was celebrating already, but the ref didn't think it was over. It was one of those parts in the fight where the ref should have taken a cue, well, they're showing it right now on the UFC 84 with Shirk versus Penn. Penn knew he won, and Cyborg knew she won, but they continued to fight, and it's a good fight. The first round was Shayna going for that leg like crazy, but the second round was all Cyborg just unloading like crazy. And she may not be the prettiest fighter out there. She is a beast. And when they continued to fight after that separation where Cyborg thought she won, they continued and went back to it, and boy, Shayna was just punch drunk already. She couldn't take it anymore, and it resulted in a KO. You know, it didn't have to happen, really. But what are you gonna do? It's just, man, I miss Big John already. Big John was awesome. But good win for Cyborg. Picked her. She won. She came up for me. She's a beast. Hopefully she can work her way to Gina. I'd love to see that fight. And that's that. Next we had Jake Shields versus Nick Thompson, aka the GOAT. At one point, I marked it here, the announcer said that the GOAT was as good it was better competition than Drew Fickett. That, people, that's a lie. Drew Fickett is much better fighter than the GOAT. They're talking about because Drew Fickett had to pull out of this fight. So, no. Please, don't insult cats on the keyboard. Crazy little kitty. Alright. Marked it here. Thompson has an ugly beard, but I guess that goes with his GOAT gimmick. I think I heard a cowbell, too, over in his corner. So, that's just weird. Oh, that was a sweet submission to end it. Jake was able to get on top, and he pulled off a guillotine from just being right on top of him, which you don't see much. Usually it's the guy from the bottom that gets the guillotine, or the guys standing up getting the guillotine, but you never see a guy that's on top getting the guillotine like that. So it's just complete domination from Jake there. Jake was just he's in a different league than the GOAT. So that's what you saw there. Good win for Jake, I guess. Good that he has a title finally. Let's see, I marked it here. At the end, he was talking about fighting the winner of Fitch versus GSP. And I was thinking, that ain't gonna happen, Jake. UFC, they get their fighters down in that contract, and they don't let them cross promote. That's their whole thing. They have them, tight. You can't just go around. So, I mean, if he really wants to fight GSP or Fitch, he needs to change promotions because he's in the wrong promotion. Right now, he's going to be a big fish in a little pond for a long time. And if that's what he wants, I think he should continue it. But if he doesn't want that, he wants to fight the big guys, look into the UFC. But, don't be challenging guys that you can't fight. And then we got Nick Diaz versus Thomas Denny. No idea that guy was 37. I did not know Thomas Denny was 37. He looked much younger. He looks much younger. Just looking at him compared to Diaz, he should be fighting at 145 or something. He was kind of small for that. But of course, Diaz is real tall, so it's hard to judge. But he didn't look like he was thick or anything either. He was just small. So he can go down a weight class at least. if he wants to be competitive. I mean, I don't know if age has caught up with him too much, he gave it his all. This fight was a real good. It was the first round was just a punch drunk brawl. You know, everybody was landing their shots and everything, and it was going good for both fighters. It was about even. Nick Diaz maybe a little better near the end, but at the very first, Denny was doing really good. Then you come into the second round, and Diaz wins. He got the better of him, knocked him out. Got on top of him, sent him home. Did a good job. See, I right here. Ref should call it. The ref should have called it earlier. I think that's another mistake with the refs here. Josh Rosenthal. He's a bad ref. There's no way to get around that. He's a bad ref. He made mistakes in the last card they ran on CBS. He's made a mistake again. Fight should have been called earlier. Denny took unnecessary punishment in that fight. But a good one for Nick, I guess. I love Nick Diaz's interviews afterwards. They're really fun to watch. I mean, you see these interviewers come out and they try to corral Diaz to a topic or something, and Diaz's not going to do that. He's going to say what he wants to say. And he talked about dedicating the fight to some people that died in his life. But then I think he mentioned his girlfriend who is alive. I'm not sure. It was all over the place. And it was Diaz. So, and then the interviewer looked, you know, like, you're wasting all my time. Get off the air. Blah, blah, blah. You can't do that to Diaz. He's going to do what he wants. Robbie Lawler versus Scott Smith. The main event of this card, 185. I guess middleweight. Title on the line. Put here, round one, Scott wins with punch and kick combos, and that is true. And also, I like to call it octagon control, but cage control we'll call it here. It's cage control. Scott Smith had it. Scott Smith was dictating the pace, where the fight was going. First round was all Scott Smith, basically. It wasn't like it was like a 10-8 round. It was still 10-9, but Scott Smith won that round. Then here we go, the second round. Lawler, I think in the first round, Lawler got cut in the head. I saw a hit when they were tied up, a vertical elbow up on the top of his head on that first round when they were tangled up. That ain't where the cut came from. I don't know. Maybe he hit it again to start it to bleed, or maybe it was an older cut. I'm not sure. But he started bleeding in the second round, and he got hit in the head more times in the second round. It may have taken a while for the blood to rush up there. But that kind of turned on Lawler. It made him wake up, you know. And I think the corner also helped. The corner told him, hey, you lost the first round. Go out there and get it. And he came out. And this is almost Scott Smith's weakness, I guess. He almost got hurt, you know, TKO'd by Pete Sell. Punches to the body. Attacks to the body. Strikes to the body. Scott Smith can't take that. And they tangle up. And Lawler goes crazy with these knees to the gut, and it downs Scott to the ground, where he just has, you know, he's kicking him and punching him until the ref finally sees it's enough and stops the fight. It's a good win. It's, you know, I'm not gonna. That's not contested at all. That Smith was out of it. I think right after he dropped his mouthpiece and he was having a tough time breathing and stuff. But it was a good win for Lawler. They showed the end of Antonio Silva versus Justin Ellers, where Bigfoot just unloads on Ellers. Goes crazy on him. Gets the win. The first heavyweight title. Congrats to him. He deserves it. But I heard Justin Ellers hung in that fight the first round. Second round is when he got overwhelmed and TKO'd. And it was brutal too. And you could tell that's a good ref right there. Herb Dean. He's jumping around the action, looking at different spots, and he's calling as slowly Justin is going down the cage, you know. He's watching him slouch down, and right when he's about to, you know, nosedive, he calls it and breaks it up. That's good ref. So kudos to Herb Dean, who knows how to ref. Also, I put Anderson Silva was there. They showed him in the crowd. I don't know if he'll get flack for this from Dana. I don't know. Fighters should be able to support other fighters or support other shows by showing up or whatever. That's what I believe in. Anyway, on the main card, I went 4-0. I'll catch you later. I think I'm going to watch the recast of... or it's this way, because of the mirror effect. I'm going to go watch the re-showing of UFC 84. I like it better. I liked it better than UFN 14. Let's put it that way. It was slightly better than that. Peace! Wolfpack.